Okay class, today you will be completing a project on the progressive era.
But we just had a project like 2 days ago.
Anyways, your assignment is to answer this question. How did the progressive era bring about political, social, economic and environmental transformation in the United States? This assignment will be so easy for me, haha, I feel bad for you.
You're gonna regret laughing at me.
What does that mean?
It means you're going to do it for me or I'm going to beat you up.
So let's start with social change.
Okay, what does that even mean?
Basically, what happened during the progressive era that impacted the laws, status and roles regarding women, children or minorities. Women had a lot of impact during the progressive era, so let's focus on them. Women wanted the right to vote and equality. They wanted safer working conditions too. Carrie Chapman Catt, and Howard Shaw, and Alice Paul were some of the women that had a major impact on how women were seen in America. Alice Paul was known for her involvement with the women's suffrage movement. She organized many parades to protest how women were being treated. In 1917, her and the Silent Sentinels held a protest where they stood outside of the White House confronting the president with their issues.
Please tell me that's it. I'm getting bored.
Look, do you want a good grade or not?
A good one.
As I was saying, as they stood outside of the White House, they were verbally and physically abused. Alice Paul was also known for being one of the reasons the 19th Amendment was passed, which gave women the right to vote.
Looks like it's time to go.
Yes, we'll have to finish later. None of you got the project done, so I'll give you more time. Let's continue.
Yay, good to see you didn't forget. I'd have to fail 9th grade again.
So let's start with economic change.
You're gonna have to explain that to me.
The change in economic policies, banking and regulation of business. The things and people that affected what businesses could and couldn't do. Muckrakers exposed big businesses that abused the lack of law and workers. The term trust busting was very popular during this time.
How were people going to stop those businesses?
Well, people wanted the government to have more regulation for these things. Businesses were turning into monopolies and abusing the lack of rules they had to follow. People like Theodore Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson and John Sherman saw this and wanted to do something about it.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing something about that Theodore guy. He had like 2 lawsuits, right?
Theodore Roosevelt was able to have 44 lawsuits with companies in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890. That's the act created by John Sherman. The Northern Securities Company, created by J.P. Morgan, was one of the companies found guilty of being a trust. After that, other big companies in different industries started to comply with the stronger federal legislation and industry regulation. Hey look, we're halfway done. Let's move on to the next.
No, if I get any more information crammed into my head, I think I'll puke.
Let's move on to my favorite. The environmental consequences of industrialization.
I know this one. This is what happened to the natural environment during this era, right?
Yes, the industrialization era had a very negative impact on the natural environment. Water and air pollution became more prevalent during this era.
Many machines were built during this time to keep up with the people's high demand, I'm assuming.
Correct! The westward expansion also had a large impact on nature's well-being. In 1892, John Muir, with support from President Theodore Roosevelt, Muir created the Sierra Club. The club was created to advocate for preservation and conservation of natural resources. With the help of a forester and politician named Gifford Pinchot, they created the National Park Service in 1916.
The last thing we have to do is political change, right?
Yes.
Well, I've been doing some studying on my own and I think I understand what happened.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, political change was led by progressives. Muckrakers exposed political corruption. Progressives wanted a government that was better for America, a government that was more transparent and one that was able to be held accountable. Some of the bigger changes are the imposition of an income tax with the 16th Amendment, and the direct election of senators, the 17th Amendment. The rise of the People's Party had an impact on the creation of the 17th Amendment. For the 16th Amendment, President William Howard Taft created it to make sure people with higher incomes paid taxes.
Wow! You've sure learned a lot. Does that mean I don't have to be beaten up anymore?
Yay, thanks a lot.
Okay class, today you will have to turn in your project. After that you can go ahead and leave.
Yes, I passed. Thanks, Nathaniel.
You're welcome. I'm just glad I'm not gonna get hurt anymore.